Hello, good morning. I hope everybody is having a wonderful day so far. I am up bright and early. It is 6:30 and yeah, I've turned into a morning person recently. I don't know what happened. Might be one of the weirdest things to happen to me in 2020. If this continues though, I'm not going to complain. It's not a bad thing. Anyway, I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas holiday if you celebrate. If not, I hope you had a relaxing day nonetheless. My Christmas was pretty quiet. I ended up just getting this bug to clean. So I cleaned my dining room. I was on my hands and knees scrubbing the floor and moving furniture around, wiping down the chairs, doing all that stuff. So I did a full deep clean of my dining room, which I'm actually really excited about. And that was my Christmas. Oh, and I was going to make potato soup, but I decided instead to make chicken enchiladas because I had a ton of stuff in the fridge that needed to be eaten up. So I'm basic. But the enchiladas turned out amazing. It might not be something that you think to do, but I did Brussels sprouts inside of them. I know, kind of weird, but it turned out so good. So anyway, I thought in this video I would do a homage to my childhood and just talking about some of the gifts that I've received over the years that have meant a lot to me. In spirit of that, I thought I would do a Barbie inspired makeup look. It's just for fun. I'm not even gonna wear this out. I just thought it'd be kind of fun to come on camera and do some funky makeup look. It's gonna be bright pinks and some lilacs and purples, so I'm ready for it. Are you ready for it? By the way, before I get any further, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Em, and you're watching Makeupry. And if this is your first time here, please be sure to click that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. Also give that little notification bell a jingle. That way you will get notified of any new uploads and you can come back and hang out with me again soon. And be sure to stick around for the end because I will be announcing today's Emalyce giveaway prize. So yes, today's drink is a Tazo iced chai tea. I woke up not wanting coffee today, so I actually have not been drinking much coffee at all lately. I don't know. I tell you what, something's odd because I'm a coffeeholic and I haven't wanted coffee and I'm not a morning person, yet here I am at 6:30 in the morning and I've been awake for an hour now. What is going on with my life? I don't know. Alright, I'm going to start with a primer. I've already done my brows because it takes me a little longer because my brows are a little unkempt right now. So it takes me a little longer to do them. Now my primer is not blending into a drier finish. I'm going to take a skin tone color. For me it's this one here. Just do a light brushing all over the lid with that. This will just make it easier to blend out. You may be wondering why I chose to do a Barbie look. When I was maybe 6 or 7 years old, I got this giant Barbie head for Christmas. Do you remember those? They were giant. I'm not even kidding. They're like this big and you could do their hair, you could do their makeup, and I thought it was one of the coolest gifts I'd ever received as a kid because, I mean, you're used to getting Barbie dolls. I don't know if you did, but at least I did. And, they're small, but you can never, be super creative with them. You could change their outfits and their shoes, and you could brush their hair, but their heads were so small that you couldn't really do a lot with their hair. And I've never been much for hairstyling anyway. Like, the most I've done is shaved off their heads. I don't know. I just thought they needed a haircut. And all of a sudden they're hairless. I guess that was a sign of the 90s right there. You had Sinead O'Connor, for example, whose shaved head was an inspiration to me, I guess. I have no idea. Anyway, the idea of being able to apply makeup to a doll's face was so inspiring to me. And I don't know if that's what spurred my interest in makeup getting older or if that was just purely my mom. Whenever my mom would do her makeup, I would just be so mesmerized by her makeup. So, alright, I'm going back into this palette. There is a light lilac shade in here called Libra. Oh, by the way, this is the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde. This was hidden in my collection and I forgot that I had it, so I figured what a great thing to use today. I'm going to use this in the crease and blend this out more as a transition shade. I hate saying that because it's so YouTube-like. I've never used that before YouTube, I'll be honest. I just call it a blowout shade usually. Base shade. But yeah, that was one of the fun gifts. I don't even know what happened to that thing. I know I didn't have it for very long. I think maybe I probably had destroyed it because I don't know. I was pretty destructive with my dolls. I don't know if it was just because I like to experiment with them too much or if something happened. I don't know what happened to that thing. All of a sudden I just didn't have it anymore. But yeah, I used to sit and watch my mom do her makeup. She was always so meticulous about her application, and I loved it. It was just mesmerizing. And then of course I got in trouble one day because I grabbed her makeup bag. Oh, my dad did not like that. I grabbed her makeup bag and was outside playing with makeup, and he was so opposed to me wearing, playing around with mom's makeup. In the car, she would let me play with it. She wasn't much of a lipstick gal, but she always had that ballerina sparkly frosty pink. For some reason, I feel like that's a staple in all grandma's and mom's makeup bags. She was one who had that lipstick, although she never wore it, so I don't know. So yeah, I got my butt spanked for taking my mom's makeup bag. My dad did not like me playing around with makeup. When I was about 6 or 7, it wasn't for Christmas, but for my birthday, I got one of those play makeup sets. I actually got 2 of them. I think my auntie got them for me. And I was so excited because I always liked getting art sets, but something about getting makeup was just like, yes, now I can be like my mommy and apply really fun, pretty makeup. I've got 2 of my Juvia's Place palettes here. I've got the pinks and the Nubian Royal. So lots of pinks and purples here. I think what I want to do is take a little bit of this bright pink. I'm going to see how this plays on the eyes. I'm going to kind of shimmy it across this outer lid area. Will you let me know in the comments below, do you prefer the tutorial side where I kind of walk you through what I'm doing and the techniques, or would you just prefer me chatting without doing that? Because I feel like the more popular videos here on YouTube are the ones that, aren't really, tutorial based, but more like, hey, you watch me do my makeup while you also listen to me talk about random stuff. I feel like that's the direction people are going in right now on YouTube because Emalyce made that really popular. And I love me some Emalyce. She's a Christmas present all on her own. She's amazing. It's fun. It's very bright. It's showing up really bright on camera too, which I'm living for. Let's do some purple. Let's take this deep royal purple shade. Been using the same brush. Ooh, that's pretty bold. I decided to go with pinks and purples instead of the blue eyeshadow that Barbie wears. Because remember that bright blue eyeshadow she had in the 90s and the 80s? I like blue eyeshadow, but I wanted to do something I haven't really done before, or at least not in a really long time. And it's been a hot minute since I've done pink and purple, and I wanted to do a fun, colorful makeup look today because I've done a lot of neutrals lately. Anyway, going back to the Barbie head, yeah, that was like my very first time really playing with makeup without getting in trouble and without using my mom's stuff, which was fine. I think I still snuck her makeup to even use it on my Barbie. I don't remember. Did any of you have that same Barbie head? I also had gotten many other Barbies throughout the years. I think it was when I was 10 years old. It's not a Barbie per se, but it's similar. It's a collector's doll. My grandma had gotten my sister and I each one. My sister was born in June, so that doll had, kind of this pearl kind of dress. But since I was born in February, my birthstone is amethyst. You see where I'm going there, lots of purples. And I still have that doll, so that was pretty awesome. I still have it in the box. I never took it out and played with it. I was always like, nope, it's too special. And it really is. It's a collector's doll. My sister took hers out and played with it. And I was like, why are you doing that? You're not supposed to play with them. But she did anyway. And I don't think she even has that doll anymore, sadly. Okay, this purple is a little patchy. trying to make it work, but it's not wanting to blend. So that's not good. Okay, let's try a different brush then. Let's use the one I had before. So some other gifts I received over the years. You know, as much of a girly girl as I sound, I very much love the hand-me-downs I got from my brothers and cousins. And most of my cousins are boys. And they're a lot older. So I'm going to take this one here in the middle. See if I can blend. No, I'm not liking that. Darn it, I messed it up. This dark purple is not my friend today. Okay, let's see if I can just kind of fix this in some way. Anyway, I remember getting these Tonka trucks, and they were so cool. And Legos. I loved Legos. I always played with my brother's Legos, and he hated it, but then I ended up getting them as hand-me-downs, and I was so stoked about that. The Tonka trucks would escort my Barbies to their tea parties and the mud parties. One of the houses we lived in, my parents had built this outdoor pool, and they had this giant dirt pile because they had to dig this big old pit. So they just had this giant dirt pile in the backyard, and that was where I liked to play. You know, I loved makeup, I loved my Barbies, but I loved playing in the dirt, and I loved playing with Tonka trucks and Legos. So I was well-rounded. Those were also fun gifts for getting those. I don't think I ever got those for Christmas though. Oh, I remember getting this radio stereo for Christmas one year, because I would always borrow my mom's and she didn't like it. It was like a ghetto blaster, basically, is what we used to call them. It was like this radio with a tape player. I listened to my mom's tapes over and over and over again. So back then, my mom was into country, which is funny because she really liked her 70s and 80s rock. So for her to go through this country phase is kind of funny to think about. Back then, I was a country girl. I grew up on the reservation and I was a country girl. My dad was a big country lover, and I think that's where my mom's affinity for country music kind of came from. I'm using a Sephora shadow pen kind of thing. I'm using that to do more of a cut crease because I want some shimmer on the lids, but I really want it to pop. Plus, it's also kind of hiding some of that patchiness of that purple. I got this radio and little stereo thing for my bedroom, and that was the best thing ever. It was this gray little unit. I didn't get any tapes for it until I was a little bit older, but I would always go sneak my mom's tapes. I loved Alana Miles. She's the one who sang Black Velvet. My mom had her tapes, so I would listen to that. I loved Reba. Reba McEntire was one of my favorites. Oh, I could listen to her all the time when I was little. My mom liked Travis Tritt and Garth Brooks, George Strait, so I'd listen to some of them too. And then for the rock, oh, my mom used to really like Billy Squier too. So Billy Squier was popular in the 80s, very 80s style rock. But he did the stroke, you know, stroke. Anyway, like it's that song in Billy Madison, that rock kind of song. I'm not going to try to even sing it because I don't know the words anymore. I'm sure if I listen to it, I'll be like, oh yeah, I remember how to sing this. But anyway, that was like one of the best gifts ever because I was always a music lover. I was always putting on little shows for my mom and dad. Alright, let's do pink. Let's do a really bright pink on the lid. So I've got two of them here. I think I want to go with this one. Yeah, the other one is a little warmer than I want. Oh yeah. Juvia's lace has the best shimmer formula. The mattes are decent, but I'm not liking that purple one, I'll be honest. Then again, purples are really hard to get right, but maybe it's the primer I used, I don't know. I remember one year I had gotten an Easy Bake Oven for Christmas. I think that was the last Christmas I ever had with my dad. My dad passed away when I was 10 years old, and that was one of the best Christmases ever. Christmas 1998, I was 9 years old, and it was the best Christmas ever. So my parents had split up, so the year before was really hard, and then they got back together, and that year, although it was hard, My dad had become disabled and was really sick, but they went all out for us on Christmas. My sister got one of those giant kitchen unit things, you know, those play kitchens. It was a giant one, which was really cool. Took up the middle of our floor because we shared a bedroom. But it was fun to have. And then I got an Easy Bake Oven, and I had also gotten, like, it was an Easy Bake Oven kind of thing, but it wasn't an oven. It was like a mixer, so you could do puddings and stuff. But anyway, I was so excited because I was always in the kitchen with my mom, and I always liked to watch her cook, and I was too little at the time to really cook on my own. So Easy Bake Oven was where it went. And I made some pretty tasty cakes back then, and some puddings too. I think we had also gotten a lot of movies. I just remember coming downstairs and there's this giant present my sister and I both ran to, and I was like, oh, but then when I realized it was hers, I was like, oh. And then that was her kitchen set. You know, kids always think the bigger ones are the best presents, which isn't always the case. I think that might have also been the year I'd gotten this beautiful watch. I still have it. The band part broke. I need to get it repaired, but I still have this watch. And I remember thinking it was like diamonds and pearls. It's very pretty. It's got mother of pearl, and it has all these different colors on it, like purples and such. I'll have to post a picture of it on Instagram. It was one of my most prized possessions. It was one of the last gifts I ever got from my dad. It was so beautiful. I took really good care of it. And then my sister went to grab my arm, you know, like, hey, come with me. This is a couple years later, and that's how the wristband broke, is that it got stretched out, and I just never had it fixed. I just kept it in my possession and didn't want it to get broken again, so I just kept it away. But yeah, it was my most prized possession for years, was this beautiful watch that my dad got me. And I believe it was that same Christmas. So again, the best presents aren't always the large ones. I'm going to return to this lilac-y shade. I'm going to blow this out a little bit here on this outer corner. Might as well go full on Barbie Experience like I did it on that Barbie head. I mentioned that my parents had split up, and the year before was really hard. My mom had moved my sister and I from Montana to Washington State. My dad was still in Montana at the time. So we had spent that other year without my dad, which made that really hard. That's when I got the radio. My dad sent me the radio. This was the year I found out Santa wasn't real. So I woke up and I was really thirsty. I heard some rustling around downstairs, and I was like, well, I'm sure Mom's still up, so she can, hopefully I don't get in trouble for being up, because I used to get in trouble if I was out of bed. And I walked downstairs and I saw my mom putting together all these presents, and I saw this like stuffed mouse. It was like a velvet stuffed mouse. It was kind of odd, but I saw that and I was like, ooh, those look like Santa gifts. Why is Mom playing with gifts? And then I realized, oh, wait a second, that's a Santa gift. Mom, that's not supposed to happen. Santa's supposed to be the person. But anyway, that's how I found out Santa wasn't real. But I remember thinking at the time that even though Santa wasn't real and I was kind of sad about it, I also realized that with my mom and us not having much of an income, and how hard it was for her to give us a really nice Christmas, that stuffed mouse, I'll tell you what, it was the best gift ever, because it made me realize that there were more important things than getting Christmas presents. So for me, that Christmas was really special in that kind of way. It made me appreciate the efforts my mom had gone through to make sure we had a nice Christmas. I'm going to add some of that funky white here. It's kind of a topper. I just like doing this because it just adds a little something to it. Yeah, that looks really pretty. You can create your own duochromes this way, folks. You don't always need to go out and buy these expensive ones. Just create your own. It's not exactly the same, but it does have a similar effect on the eyes when you layer shadows like that together. I'm going to apply a purple eyeliner. This one is the Rimmel Wonder Swipe. I had to make that a little bit faster because I can't talk and do eyeliner at the same time. I'm not that talented, y'all. I was going to do the whole rigmarole with concealer, but I'm not going to bother with that today. No point. Let's try this purple and see if this can redeem itself on the bottom lash line. I think was it last year or maybe the year before? Best gift I ever got from my sister was kind of a re-gift in a way. I moved out when I was 17 years old. I had to leave behind a lot of things at my mom's house. I didn't get to take everything. It was not a good situation. So anyway, she ended up moving and she put most everything that we had into storage, and then she was paying on that storage for years. And there was a point where she couldn't afford it anymore, so I helped with some payments because I wanted to go in there and get some of the stuff that I had. And unfortunately, I didn't know this, but she lost the storage and everything that was in it, which had a lot of my childhood toys and books and all these things that I had been saving. I had this stuffed animal collection that I adored. And I was so sad because I had, lost all of those things, or at least I thought so. Last year, I think it was, my sister said she couldn't afford to get me any gifts, which, it's fine. I don't care about gifts. But she did have one present for me, and it was a stuffed pink bear with a bell in it. And it was mine from childhood. That meant the world to me because it was one of those things that I thought was gone forever. And it wasn't. She had it, or she had found it. It was just such a surprise, and it was a wonderful surprise at that. Yeah, that was another meaningful gift. It was so cool to have a memento from my childhood that I didn't think existed anymore. When I saw it, of course, I started crying. I'm tearing up now as I think about it. It was just really cool. I'm using a little mini Q-tip thing to smudge out an eyeliner. I'm going to take a little bit more of this white shade into the tear duct, so I feel like I need a little extra pizzazz there. It's pretty, but oh my gosh, so much fallout. I have glitter all over my face, and it's not even from the pinks, it's from this white. So if you're thinking about getting this palette, just be forewarned. Some of the formulas are interesting, and this white one is really flaky. Done mascara. I'm going to do my best to get rid of any of this fallout. It's not going to easily come off my face, I'll tell you that though. Those are the only gifts I can really remember as being like super meaningful. It's just the memories that are attached to them that make them special. Are there any gifts that you can remember receiving at any point and what they mean to you? I would love to hear your stories in the comments below. By the way, that will be what you need to comment to win. In order to win, I'll tell you the prize in a minute, but in order to win, you need to be subscribed and leave a comment below letting me know what the most meaningful gift you've received is. It doesn't even have to be for Christmas. It could be your birthday or a just because or a great gift for your wedding or an anniversary, whatever. I would love to know what the best gift you've ever received is. All right, I'm going to go full highlighter mode on everyone. I'm going with an 0 for 1. This bright shiny one. This one is the glazed donut. I love this one. This one is from the Nikki Tutorials collection. Let's do blinding highlight because I never do that. And even though it's going to exaggerate some of the textures I have some chickenpox scars up here. It's one of the reasons I don't like shiny highlighters is because it really emphasizes that texture there. But that's okay. This is just for fun anyway. I'm not going out with this on. Actually, I do have to go to the grocery store. My sister is coming to visit. She said she made me something for Christmas, so I'm kind of excited to see what I get. But I'm making potato soup and cherry cheesecake. And I didn't realize I don't have cream to make the cheesecake with. I have half and half for the soup, but no cream for the cheesecake, which is weird. I thought I did. But anyway, that's on my agenda today. That and just hanging out and spending time with my sister. I'm going to take a little bit of foundation powder just to kind of get rid of some of this pink. There we go. Much better. Maybe I will go out like this. I don't know. Probably not because I have to take a shower. I haven't even showered yet. So, yeah, not permanent. I don't know. What do you think? Do you like it? I kind of like it now that I've gotten the eyeliner on and some of that shimmering pink. It's very fun. This is something I would do like at a club or something. Alrighty, so let's move ahead into the giveaway. Are you ready? For today's video, I already mentioned this. So in order to be eligible to win this awesome prize, Leave a comment below letting me know the most meaningful gift you've received. Be sure to subscribe. You have until December 31st at 11:59 Pacific Standard Time in order to enter. So what you could win is this set of brushes. These are the mini detail brushes from Luxie, and I have a couple of these brushes. I have this one and that one, and they are beautiful brushes. So you'll win a whole set of these. They are so nice. And it comes in a really nice box, so you can keep the box if you like, or you can toss it, recycle it, please. So one of you lucky folks will be able to win that. So anyway, yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you all enjoy this video and me rambling about the most meaningful gifts I've ever received, because I can talk a lot. I do talk a lot, not can, I do. There's just no question about it. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay electric. Mwah. Bye. All the people